Alright, today I'm going to do something a little different than maybe you're all used to. Normally I play Magic the Gathering and a few other things. And I have one video of me being Stitch. And I've decided to try my talents at, exercise my voice acting, my voice talents, and go from there. So, today I'm going to read Curious George and the Puppies.
But as Hank Hill. So we're going to start this thing out. I don't know why they left a bunch of monkeys with a bunch of puppies, but this is stupid. Curious George and the Puppies by Margaret and H.A. Rays. This is George. Is it the man or is it the monkey? I don't know. George was a good oh, there you go. All right. George was a good little monkey and very curious. One day George went for a walk with his friend, the man in the yellow hat, who has no name. I'm going to name him Bill because he looks like a dumbass. When they sat down to rest, they noticed a tiny kitten peeking out from under the bush. Ugh, why would anyone get a cat? The kitten looked frightened. Perhaps she is lost, said the man with the yellow hat. Please don't tell me the monkey talks. Together, he and George searched the park for the little kitty's owner, but the kitten was all alone. Why would you call it a baby kitten? It's a cat, which is horrible. Get a dog like Ladybird. Ladybird! So George and the kitten and the man with the yellow hat drove... Oh, crap. They done the book wrong. I'm going to go over here. This kitten is too young to be on its own. The man said, we should take her to the animal shelter, where they can care for her and find her a home. So George and the kitten and the man with the yellow hat drove to the animal shelter. Now see, it made it sound like the man was passenger and George was the driver. Ugh, Bobby told me to read this book and now I regret it. The director of the shelter was glad to see them. It was good of you to bring the kitten here, she said. We'll be happy to take care of her. George gave the kitten to the director. Then he and the man with the yellow hat walked inside. Come in, the director said, but watch where you step. We have a large litter of puppies. Now there's a good animal. And one has gotten out of his cage. Why would you let a dog go? We're still looking for him, so please be careful. She closed the door quickly behind them. George had never been to an animal shelter before, which doesn't make any sense because he's a goddamn monkey. Animals of all kinds are being cared for. George saw bunnies, cats, turtles, and guinea pigs. He even saw a snake, but he didn't see any puppies. Which, there's one right there. Is George an idiot? George, I need to sign some papers, said the man in the yellow hat. Please stay here and don't be too curious. It's called Curious George. Just as the man with the yellow hat left the room, George heard barking. Maybe it was the puppies. Maybe it was something else. George is an idiot. But where is that coming from? George was curious. Like the man said... See, now it makes me not want to read the rest of the book. He followed the barking noises and found a room full of dogs. There were yellow dogs, spotted dogs, sleek dogs, fluffy dogs. No ladybird, no good. There were quiet dogs and yappy dogs and even a dog without a tail. But where were the puppies? Then George saw a little wagging tail. Then another and another. Once George saw the puppies, he could not take his eyes off them. He had to pet one. Here was a puppy. The puppy liked George. George wanted to hold the puppy slowly. He opened the door. But before George could even reach the puppies, the mother dog pushed the door open and was off like a shot. George tried to close the door after her, but the puppies were too fast. There was nothing George could do. Puppies were everywhere. Puppies hid under the desk. Puppies barked at bunnies. One puppy played with a telephone cord, and another climbed on top of a goddamn cage to watch the others get into mischief. Soon all the dogs were barking, the cats were meowing, and the bunnies rustled into the corner of their cages. "Oh no," cried the director, and she and the man with the yellow hat rushed into the room. Now all the puppies are out. The man with the yellow hat helped the director gather up the puppies and put them safely back into their cage. Soon all the animals settled down and were quiet, except for one, who was still barking. It was the mother dog. What was the dog barking at? There was nothing here. There must be something on the other side, thought George. He opened the door. It was the missing puppy. Everyone was happy to find that George found the puppy. The director scooped him up and said, "George, you certainly caused a ruckus. But if you hadn't let the puppies out, we still might be searching for this little one." Then she gave the puppies and the mother a snack. They don't deserve it, but she gave it. These puppies are now big enough to go live with their families who will take care of them. Do you want to take one home with you, George? Bad idea. George did. I guess that's the end. The moral of the stories is don't let people monkey around with dogs. This has been Hank Hill and MC Rad, EMCEERAD. Let me know how I did. That was a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be doing more. See you soon.